Hey everyone, Odd here. Just wanted to apologize to you all for not uploading more videos recently. I just feel like it's kind of pointless at this point. My videos aren't really getting out there. The algorithms kind of shut it down. So my videos aren't going to get the views necessary to make a difference or an impact. And unfortunately, I feel like at these times that we're in now, it's not going to make much of a difference because it's already too late. America's got censorship and information control going rampant right now. I mean, they raided the house of an ex-president, and now they're all in fear because Trump has his own surveillance tapes. So, it's just crazy where we're at. Russia and Ukraine, Russia threatening us, threatening NATO, saying that there will be a war soon. China and Taiwan. North Korea acting up again. Just so much going on. I really don't know what to say or what to do to help people. I believe that at this point everybody has been polarized and their minds have already been made up. I mean, we see what Biden's doing to our economy right now because of the Green Deal, destroying our economy, lying to our faces, telling us that there is no recession, there is no inflation, when we can see it everywhere. Every experience at Taco Bell, I have to raise the prices of our products because of the cost of shipping, because diesel fuel is so high. So when they sit here and they lie to my face and lie to your face, and people still say, oh, Biden's lowering gas prices. Yeah, he's lowering gas prices from what? $5 a gallon back to $4? It's still high. It's not lower yet. And you know how Biden's lowering gas prices? He's using our oil reserves that are reserved for our military for a time of war. We're getting ready to go into war, and they're trying to provoke a war with China and Russia, but yet they want to deplete our resources for a war? Sounds to me like the saboteurs are in control of the government and they're tearing America down on purpose. Treasonous bastards that have sold us out to the Communist Party. Unfortunately, it's too late for us. Our country that we once knew and loved, that had freedom of privacy and freedom of speech and the right to protest freely, even if you're in opposition of another party, which is starting to dwindle now. Because if you're on one side of the spectrum, you can protest and burn everything down and do whatever you want. But if you're on the other side of the spectrum, you can't protest. You can't do anything because you're considered an extremist. It's all communist tactics. And unfortunately, the Socialist Nazi Party that is in control now will stop at nothing to get what they want. China's been the model for the New World Order for a long time, and they want this war. This is how they're going to depopulate the earth and bring about the one world government. I mean, just look at this. World Economic Forum calls for an end to private car ownership. $7,500 tax break, tax credit, if you buy an electric car. I mean, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of going out there and trying to prove a point to these people that are just so blind and stupid. When they say, oh, well, we need all this green stuff. And yeah, I agree. We need to do something for our planet, but not at the rate that we're doing it, especially when we're not prepared for it yet. It's going to take decades to get things right. We have to ease into these things. You can't just force it. And what people don't understand is that when you plug a car in to a wall or an outlet of any kind, it's burning off coal plants. It's burning off natural gas plants. It's burning off of all of those power plants. We don't have nuclear power plants everywhere. We have nuclear power plants, but we haven't built one since like what, the early 90s, late 80s? I mean, come on, people. And I don't agree with nuclear power either, because if there was a solar flare or other things that could take down the grid, there's a possibility that those plants could melt and cause huge environmental problems. Hydro plants just don't produce enough electricity. Wind plants don't produce enough electricity. Solar power does not produce enough electricity. I mean, if we put solar panels on every home in the country, the government wanted to supply the solar panels, then great. But they're not going to do that because it takes away money from the energy companies. So either which way, the gas companies aren't losing by you buying an electric vehicle. You see what's happening here? You still got to plug your car into a wall. It's still going to burn energy, which means your electric bill is going to go up, which means the energy companies still make their money. So people need to wake up here. They need to see what's going on. And I'm just tired. Tired of trying to prove a point that nobody wants to listen to, who's on the program side of the matrix, who are plugged into the system. They'll automatically call you a conservative, or they'll call you a Nazi, or they'll call you a white supremacist, or they'll call you racist, or anything, because they don't have anything to debate you on with facts. Most of these people that are arguing their side have no research. They don't look into nothing. They're just programmed sheep that are told how to think by their schools and how to feel by their music industry and entertainment industry, movies, etc., and how to think by the mainstream media, or how to act, I should say. They're taught how to act by the mainstream media. So the education system teaches them how to think, music industry teaches them how to feel, and the media teaches them how to act. They can't think for themselves. And unfortunately, that's what we have to look forward to as we watch them strip away all of our rights, destroy our economy, and force us into poverty and into a war. I mean, it seems like every time I get a raise, it's like I'm not making enough again because of this inflation. I mean, I'm making pretty decent money now. And it seems like every time I get a raise, price of everything goes up. I'm right back where I was. Right back where I was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was making less than half of what I make now, but I was able to survive. And I was literally constricted financially then to the point that I am now, making twice, or I should say even more so, way more so than I was making back then. It's impossible to find a used car. One of the cheapest new cars that I could find when I was car shopping, a Chevy Spark, was like $27,000 brand new. Like, what the heck is going on here? I remember, 10 years ago, you could buy a Chevy Sonic for 10 grand. Now you'd be lucky to get a Spark for over 20 grand. I mean, bread is $2 a loaf plus now. Milk is $4 a gallon plus now. I mean, gas is still $4 a gallon right now. A crunchy Supreme taco at Taco Bell is $2.79 now. Just one. I mean, It's ridiculous what's happening here. And people are too blind and stupid to see the social conditioning, the psychological operation that's been happening against us as a nation for decades now. People that are old enough to understand what's happening, like me, have seen the winds of change, have seen all of this progress into what we have become today. We know what America was, is, and has become. And this is the reason why freedom fighters are speaking their minds and are standing up for what's right. The only way that any of this will stop is if the American people had enough. Remember the movie V for Vendetta? Okay? The power is in the hands of the people. There is nothing that the governments of the world fear more than their own people. Remember that. We have the power to make the change. I just pray that before it's too late, we may be able to stop whatever's coming, but unfortunately, America's kind of pitted in a very dangerous spot right now. Either there's a civil war or a second American Revolution and China and Russia attack us. Or we do nothing and China and Russia attack us, but we'll have a little bit more strength because we're not going to be fighting each other. But either which way this goes, it's not going to go well. So we're kind of pitted in a very dangerous spot right now, and we allowed for ourselves to get here. Bad things happen and continue to happen when good people stand around and do nothing. And absolute power will always corrupt absolutely. So unfortunately, we're all to blame in this. Even though some of us have tried with words and political actions and letters and protests and other means of trying to state the facts and speak out against tyranny. We've exercised all that we can in that regard. What I'd like to ask you all to do is read the Constitution and see what it says the next step is. It's in the Constitution. It's your right. It's my right. I love you all. I'll continue to pray for you all as I always do. I don't know what happened to Brother Paul. Hopefully he's okay. I haven't heard from him in a while, but if you're out there, Brother Paul, I love you. Steve, I love you too, man. Real and all you all, I love you guys too, and everybody else that watches the channel. You all have been amazing and loyal to me, especially most of you that have been with me for 8 years now. Actually 10 years now, going on next year. So just pray for our nation, pray for each other, love each other, help your neighbor. Let's do the best we can as citizens in our country to try to bring back what America is. God bless you all.